Hello, welcome back to the Confab. We didn't have it last week because Mr. Barrett decided that he needed to go on a vacation. I cannot imagine why, since he's been killing himself over recording worship, running cameras, doing this, doing that. So we didn't do it last week. But at least it was hot and he didn't enjoy it. So we can hold on to that. So I had 2 weeks to think about what I was going to talk about today. And it hit me what I wanted to say some things about just some general housekeeping. Please get your shots if you haven't. Just 'cause, and pretty soon, I think almost everybody at church has them anyway, but, what the heck, then we can all be together and take off those horrible masks and have some fun. Secondly, the 23rd is Pentecost, so that's Red Day. Now, as you all know, I have quite a bit of red down to the shoes, which will be worn. So I would invite however many of you who have red to wear it. So I invite you to do that. There are 2 bingos coming up. I'm looking at Bill, the 22nd and the 29th. What times are they?
3 to 5.
3 to 5. So that's coming up. So remember that. Okay, that's the housekeeping stuff, I think. So what I thought about was last weekend, Bernie and I went to Henryville that got destroyed by the tornado, but it's all built back now. It's very nice. Anyway, 2 of our grandchildren go to the Henryville school, and we went up to see Liam and Ella play ball. This was not anything I did as a child or even in high school, because girls didn't do that stuff, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. We went Friday night to Liam's game, and I'm sitting there, and it's freezing. And I have a jacket on, and then it starts to rain. It rains a little, then it rains some more. I'm not happy. And then this big wind thing came up. People were laughing. I wasn't. So when it started to pour, I gave up and went and sat in the car. Everybody else stayed, even Papa. So they all get the star for that game. I backed out on it. Saturday we watched Ella play, and it was still chilly, but the sun was shining. She's just turned 12 years old. Her legs go right up to her waist, and she's very tall, and magnificently so, her ma thinks. Anyway, as I sat there and watched her play and watched the other girls play, and there were other girls on all the fields, it hit me that without Title 19, none of that really would have happened. I mean, I can remember years ago girls fighting to get on a Little League team. And while my oldest daughter was very athletic and did a lot of things, she couldn't walk across the living room without falling and cutting herself, but she could play almost any game you had in front of her. And the younger one did too. She played some things. They both rode horses, which is very athletic. But without all that encouragement, and then Title 19 that has taken so many young women into sports with their in their colleges, none of that would have been possible. And then I thought of something else close to Title 19, well, or maybe not, was the ADA law that was passed under the first President Bush, the Americans with Disability Act. When it was finally occurred to somebody that maybe people with disabilities had a right to make a living, had a right to cross a street, had a right to think that when they went to a public building they could go to the bathroom, and that the limitations that many disabled people felt, not all of them are gone. We still have some really deep-seated anxieties about people who are different than we are. But certainly things are a lot more open. I thought of both of those things together because I thought life's so much better, not just for the girls and young women or people who are disabled, but then the world became better for their families, who could then watch them or go places with them. And then the world also is a little better when groups aren't held down, when they're given permission to fly. It is always better when we are open, and our society is open, and our churches are open to all kinds of different people, because they bring different gifts. As you know, no church is the be-all and the end-all of what it means to be church. Thank God. But the more differences we let in, the more people we allow to be who they are, I think that is, first of all, I think that's what God wants, if I may be so bold. But I also think that's what we need to live. And I think that both of those things, and a lot of other things that have happened in the world and in this country that have taken barriers down instead of putting barriers up. I think people and communities and worlds get much more difficult to be a part of when we decide that we need to restrict, when we need to decide that certain people don't get to do certain things because we don't think they should. To be very honest, that's a pretty snotty attitude. Certainly, I would not be in the position I am in if the world had not opened up. When I went to seminary, there were only 2 women in my class. There was a third, but she was an exchange student from Sweden, and that's a whole other story I'll have to tell you. By the time I graduated, nearly half the school was women. It was like being on another planet than the restrictions that were there the first year to my last year. I think we got to throw some doors open. We got to open some windows. We got to let some fresh air in. And we have to look at people for the beauty that is in them, even if it is hard for us to see, and to hope that they see in return the beauty in us. You all take care. Get your shots, wear your red, and get ready to play bingo. Thank you.